Welcome to Ask Pallavi A Question. I'm Pallavi Ahluwalia from Ahluwalia Law Offices. Today, we'll unpack the September 19, 2025 H-1B Proclamation and follow-up actions by the Department of Homeland Security as well as the Department of Labor. And we'll discuss the $100,000 fee, who it impacts, new proposal for weighted selection process, and what Project Firewall means for employers. As always, this conversation provides general information and is not legal advice. Please consult counsel for specific guidance.
Let's start with the basics. Who must pay the $100,000 fee, Pallavi?
The fee applies to all petitions filed after September 21st, including the 2027 lottery. So anybody that was filed before that, even if they were part of this year's lottery, are exempt from this.
Is it a one-time fee or will employers pay it annually?
No, it is a one-time fee. It's not an annual charge, though it seemed like that in the beginning, but it looks like it will just be a one-time charge per employee for every employee that the employer has, that they're filing a new petition for.
What exactly counts as a new petition?
A new petition is defined as a petition that is filed after September 21st, 12:01 a.m. And this is September 21st of 2025. But if you have, say, for example, an extension or an amendment or a change, it will not be subject to this $100,000 fee.
Okay. Are there any exemptions? There's been rumors that doctors might be excluded.
A proclamation does include a case-by-case national interest waiver allowing the DHS to exempt individual workers or groups if their employment is in the national interest. You know, we've had a White House spokesman that told one of the newspapers that physicians and medical residents may qualify, but there has not been any official guidance that has come out or any announcement that is per se. At this point, there is no automatic exemption for doctors, but we can just see the law morphing into a little bit more of an argument to even get in and to ask for that exemption from the $100,000 and making the argument for national interest.
How will the H-1B lottery under the new DHS proposal be handled?
Well, DHS has issued notice of proposed rulemaking to implement a weighted selection process, right? The proposal would generally favor higher skilled and higher paid aliens while still maintaining opportunities at all wage levels, right? The goal is to now align the lottery with congressional intent and the proclamation's directive to prioritize high-paid, high-skilled workers. This is not final yet. DHS is at this time accepting public comments for 30 days, so employers should monitor the rulemaking process. And please, if you're an employer that stands to get impacted, please do speak up and write your comments.
What is Project Firewall and what does it mean for employers?
Project Firewall is an H-1B enforcement initiative launched by the Department of Labor, and it is aiming to protect the American worker by ensuring that the employers prioritize qualified U.S. workers. It proposes that Department of Labor will conduct investigations of employers suspected of non-compliance with the Secretary of Labor personally certifying these investigations for the first time. Violations may result in back wages or to affected workers, civil money penalties, and the worst of that all is barment or disbarment from future H-1B participation. The initiative is also going to involve the DOJ, the EEOC, and USCIS to combat discrimination and enforce the law. Whenever I'm saying this, I have to make a comment as well. And my comment is, that's not happened. Nobody's going against US citizens, but maybe there are companies who have prioritized foreign workers who will have to now be fair to everyone. Employers should expect a little bit more scrutiny and should ensure full compliance with wage and recruiting obligations.
Okay. Does the proclamation affect current H-1B holders, travel, or consular visa issuance?
The FAQs from the Department of State makes it clear that the current H-1B visa holders can continue traveling in and out of the US and that the fee does not apply to existing visas or petitions filed before 21st. While no clarifications have been made, we are advising people not to travel. We are telling people that if they're applying for new visa applications, that they have to be careful because that it does say new visa petitions made after 21st of September, and it may apply to people who are seeking new visas for existing H-1Bs. So we are a little wary of allowing those guys that require those visas to travel.
When will the government announce procedures for paying the fee or applying for exemptions?
The administration is expected to issue detailed guidance soon. DHS and DOL are required to develop joint verification and enforcement procedures. The rulemaking for the weighted lottery is open for public comment. We'll share updates as soon as they are available.
What should employers and applicants do right now?
Well, they'll have to see if they have the budget for that one-time 100K fee and evaluate whether the high-skilled, high-paid hires align with their needs, right? Document compliance thoroughly, including recruitment efforts and wage determinations. Monitor rulemaking for changes to the lottery and wage requirements. And they should also consider O1 or EB1s for their highly accomplished workforce as long as they qualify. Individuals who are planning to file should also explore all options, ensure they meet the high wage thresholds if the weighted process is adopted during the lottery. These are all things that one should start considering now. However, proceed with caution as these rules may change at a moment's notice. It's important not to make hasty decisions, but yes, start evaluating all possible options.
The agencies are still scrambling to implement this proclamation. What open questions should we warn clients about, especially if they're considering travel or filing soon?
The proclamation directs DHS and Department of State to issue further guidance on how to verify payments, enforce compliance, audit petitions, and impose penalties. The State Department's FAQ notes that additional reforms are under consideration and will be announced in the upcoming months, and the rulemaking will revise prevailing wage levels and prioritize high-paid workers. Until those details are released, there are several unanswered questions. So we'll have to just wait and evaluate all of these questions before we move forward. We don't know about the fee applicability. We don't know whether the fee will be required for renewals or how it applies to dependents, extensions and changes of status. We know that these, as of clarifications, will not be required the $100,000 fee, but we are not clear on how the whole thing will play out, whether it's going to be only during the lottery or how. We don't know. CAP exempt employers who are exempt from the lottery will have to pay for new petitions, whether they'll have to pay for the H-1B $100,000 fee or not. We even don't know how the payment logistics will work. Basically, we don't know if there'll be credit card payments or made out of the bank account. And also at the border, right? What is it that people are going to be looking at for that $100,000 payment that companies have made? It's a bunch. I mean, this may stall new applications from abroad for now. There may not be people willing to pay for these employees. So that's just our opinion now. We're just still going to monitor the official updates and see what's going on. Now, the new proclamation does impose the 100K fee on new H-1B petitions. It's not on renewals. It is one time. National interest waivers will exist, but are untested for right now. DHS is proposing weighted lottery favoring higher paid workers, and DOL's Project Firewall will aggressively investigate abuse. We're here to guide you through these changes. Remember, this is general information, and you have to consult us formally for advice on your specific circumstances. If you have questions, you can drop them in the comments or find us on X at Ahluwalia Law or post at us using Ask Pallavi A Question, and I'll be sure to respond if it's a quick answer. You can also follow our blogs to stay updated. But if you need time about your specific situation, I would encourage you to call the office at 972-361-0606 or reach our front desk at ahluwalialaw.com for an appointment. But for general stuff, you can see lots and lots of opinions of attorneys, our blogs, our updates that come your way. All the best, and we look forward again. Bye-bye.